Okay, welcome to This Week in Search. My name is Matt Coffy, CEO of CustomerBloom. I want to take you through what happened this week in search. Over the last couple of weeks, we've had some interesting announcements, and we're going to try and do this every week so we can give you updates on what's happening in the search, marketing, and online world. First thing up, I want to talk about My Business. Google's My Business is starting to deactivate accounts. Yes, if you do not decide to log in and make sure that you're prevalent in your account, usually either within a couple of months, it will start to retroactively deactivate your account. So if you have a personal business page in My Business within Google, make sure you log in because they're starting to now take accounts off that are not active. I think that's really important for those who have small businesses, especially who, if they haven't logged in a long time, you might find your sites now unverified, and this could have a major impact on your map listings, especially those businesses who rely on local search. Next, we want to talk about Yelp. Now, Yelp is really interesting. They're kind of like the giant black-beard pirate in the online search marketing, and they've started to now increase their ability to find out fake reviews. We've warned clients on and on again that this business of trying to put in paid Yelp reviews, which are very common in the industry, is a very dangerous practice. And this week they've announced that they're really going after these businesses and literally putting up a sign that says, there's something fishy going on, do not trust these Yelp reviews. So if you have Yelp reviews that are potentially hazardous, you might want to reconsider taking them down or getting rid of them, or actually looking at helping yourself by putting in real reviews on top of those reviews that might have been, let's just say, paid for, which is, again, a common practice that we see across a lot of these Yelp environments because of the way that Yelp markets themselves. Next, I want to talk about what's happening with Apple. So Apple is starting to, in the search business, become more and more prevalent in the way that they present themselves. And what's happening because of Apple's, let's just say, need to get into the search market, we're seeing a lot more of search marketing done cross-pollinating between Google Chrome and through Google or the app market within Google and Apple. So we're starting to see apps start to populate. Now what's good about this is that iOS apps are now becoming popular within the searches, and Google's allowing these searches to happen. In crossing the borders between Google and Apple, you're starting to see, even within the searches, we're seeing Google's actual ability to pull up app searches. So when you're looking for a particular thing, let's just say like a way to make reservations, you're going to see a mix of not only the results for the organic or the natural searches, but you're going to see apps related to those searches, and those could be actually Apple apps. So we're starting to see integration between the two platforms. What I really want to talk about today, though, and this is one of the more important things, is the three different search things that have happened in, well, you could say search penalties or search criterias. There's the Penguin, the Panda, and the mobile penalties or algorithms. A lot of people just want to refer to them as the actual search modules. So Panda is a quality search, and this is something that Google's done to create quality environments for people who go to a site. So they're really measuring how well a site's performing in its search index, whether it's doing well with click-through rates and bounce rates and so forth. But what really is happening is that they're updating the database. So they've announced in the last couple of weeks that they're going to be updating the Panda database. Which this means is good for a lot of people, is that if you've done the fixes on your site to make it work better, to make it have more activity, to have it have more relatability to your consumer, it will actually go up in the rankings after the database is shifted out. Now, it's not a traditional algorithm shift, it's more of just a database update. That's why I call it kind of a thing, because Panda is based off of a different set of criteria as opposed to Penguin. So Penguin is a real-time search for spamminess. So a lot of people have tried to spam the search engines, and Penguin sort of looks at the back end of a website to see if there are links pointing to it that are considered, let's just say, toxic or fake or spammed, to sort of put the site up in its rank criteria artificially. Now, they've said that this is going to be running in tandem with, let's say, other major updates, and that is an algorithm update. That's actually changing to the update where we see Penguin running consistently. Now this has been rumored that it's been running consistently already, but they're kind of announcing it in the last couple of weeks that it will sort of speed up in its refreshness. Now what I think this might be is that they're just running it manually every couple of weeks. So take that as it is, but it will start to show different types of criteria. So if you fix the back end of your site by removing, let's say, toxic links, it will happen faster now that your recovery will be there. And then the mobile penalty. So a lot of people in April found out that, hey, if you don't have a mobile site, Google will start to lower you in the mobile rankings. Now, traditionally, this is a big concern when we see mobile, because everybody's got a mobile site. But really, it only affected, according to Google, about 11%. And I think a lot of people really didn't even know they were affected because this affects their mobile ranking. Not necessarily the desktop searches to some degree. But we are seeing more and more people shake out from this mobile update where they're actually seeing some of the changes affect their business. So make sure, if you haven't yet, change up your site to make sure it's mobile friendly. Two more things. We've got the Webmaster Tools interface upgrade. This is the first time we've seen Webmaster Tools really become upgraded. There's a lot of good content in there. In fact, this may replace some of the search engine marketing tools that are out there because it has a lot of data now, including search engine optimization pieces that were missing before. Seeing upward rankings and seeing the ability for you to cross-reference it with click-through rates and with impression counts and a nice graph. So actually seeing real improvements in Webmaster Tools. If you haven't been in Webmaster Tools or your own account, take a look. It's really, really interesting what they've done. The whole interface has changed. It's a big game breaker for some of these SEO tools that have been hanging on for dear life. This one kind of is a shocker to see that they're actually trying to help provide good data. Last thing is, and I found this very interesting, is that within the framework of the new sort of Android market or the Chrome market within Android, there is a lot of touch searching going on. So we know that the Siri or the Google Voice or whatever type of voice integration has been worked in the market sort of hasn't gotten over that big of a deal. It was supposed to be huge, but it's really sort of not become that prevalent. So there's been another initiative to do more touch searching. So if you're looking for something specifically within a page, let's say you find like little red apples within the framework of what you're trying to search for, you can actually just press on that and it will show you below a search related to like little red apples. So you don't have to necessarily go to the search bar. So what's this really mean for advertisers is that there's a way to now maybe integrate some of the search criteria within the framework of content to try and push better searches back to either the product sets or services that you may offer. So that's the recap for the week. Hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next week.